What's good guys, Austin here, and I know what some of you might be thinking. Well, wow, what a dumb question. Why didn't you just Google that? Well, I did. First article, smartwatch sales are tanking. And then a week later, what are you talking about? Smartwatch sales aren't falling, they're rising. Wait, what? Well, it's not just smartwatches that companies are selling. Right now, Apple has the most smartwatch sales, but not in wearables overall. Fitbit is actually leading because, surprise, most people use wearables for fitness. And that makes sense. One, they're a lot cheaper. You can get a basic Fitbit Flex for around 70 to 80 bucks, and their high-end model, the Fitbit Blaze, for around 230 bucks, which is pretty much where the Apple Watch starts in price. And two, most fitness trackers work with any phone that you have, so if you have something like a Fitbit or a Garmin tracker, you're not tied down to one ecosystem and only have one option. Now obviously there are some watches like the Pebble that work with both Android and iOS, but they don't have the sales of the Apple Watch and definitely don't appeal to as wide of an audience as watchOS or Android Wear. So anyways, getting back to the question, do people still buy these? Well, yeah, obviously, there have been 100 million sales in 2016. So why am I even asking this? Well, I just remembered that I had one of these. This is the Moto 360 first generation. Came out a little bit over 2 years ago, and I remember I was super excited to get one. I didn't even have my car at the time, so I biked down to the store just to get one of these. I was super excited. And it worked pretty well for the most part. It was one of the first circular smartwatches, and overall, I really loved the design, except for the flat tire at the bottom. But I learned to ignore it after a while. Then I waited a bit to see when Motorola was gonna drop the next one, and then they dropped the Gen 2, and it still had the flat tire design. Well, now there are a bunch of Android smartwatches out there, and you can get them in pretty much any design that you want. Plus, the prices come down. You can get them almost as cheap as 100 bucks. And they don't pretty much do the same thing. I mean, you can get GPS on some, Wi-Fi on some, but essentially all the same thing. But now I'm wondering how much more value can they really add other than being notifications on your wrist? Unless, of course, that's what you want. Well, Android Wear 2.0 is coming out soon with improvements in smart replies and integration with Google's new Assistant platform, but that's not until next year, which means that since they missed out on this new holiday season, manufacturers are probably gonna take their time in rolling out new models. Even Motorola doesn't see enough pull in the market to continue making smartwatches, at least for right now. But that's just for Android Wear. There's obviously still the Apple Watch Series 2, the Galaxy Gear S3, and everything else that we talked about. And there's still a large amount of people that use them, but I don't know, it just feels like it's died down a bit. But are you guys still using a smartwatch? Do you just use a fitness tracker or something for notifications like Android Wear, or something even more like the Apple Watch? Personally, I was really into it for a while, but then I just kind of stopped carrying it around since I had my phone, and that did pretty much everything that I needed it to, but a little bit quicker. And the notifications weren't enough for me to justify like putting this on and charging it every night. But I did try it. I even used this whenever I had an Android phone, and when I was using the iPhone, I had an Apple Watch, but that was until I sold it. Actually, I wonder if people who bought that $10,000 Apple Watch still use it. Probably not. Anyways, let me know all of your thoughts down in the comments. I mean, it's easy to get trapped in a bubble, but I think I have a pretty tech-centric circle in real life, but not a lot of my friends still use their Apple Watch or Android Wear watch on a day-to-day basis, but I'm really just curious. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.